networking. A lot of people have trouble networking and they don't know how to do it. And one of the things I can tell you is that my biggest hack for networking with people is that when I meet them at an event and I follow up with a message, I have a hack where I do four things. I am a professional speaker and trainer, but I'm also a coach. And I've been speaking all around the world for about 15 years, mostly around motivation and leadership, but talking about various topics like authentic relationship building, networking, talking about personal branding, investing in yourself, finding alignment, talking about social media, digital influence, and then also talking a bit about thought leadership. And these are things that I think are very important to me in terms of helping companies and organizations build better cultures, helping professionals find more alignment on their career path or their entrepreneurial path. I've had different careers in engineering, in brand marketing, in teaching, and now I've been a public speaker and professional speaker as well as a coach. So that's been a very diverse part of my life as well. I'm very political in terms of particularly helping those who are the most vulnerable and building empathy, building bridges of understanding. I'm quite prolific on Twitter to just talk about unity and talk about bridging understanding and talk about empathy and not being divisive. I love being a dad. I consider myself a super dad, and I'm very involved in their lives, and it's a big part of my leadership legacy and my story. Because my kids and helping them become global productive citizens is going to be probably the best legacy I could ever ask for. I had a passion for teaching young people and heading out to work on youth programs. And so one time I was working at a program and I was delivering a couple of speeches, and then one of the guys who was there, the staff member, he was a motivational speaker. He said, "Bobby, you're really good at speaking. Have you ever thought about becoming a professional speaker?" And I was like, no. I'm trying to make it in the corporate world. I'm trying to get to that director VP level. No, for now, this is just more of a hobby or a pastime. And then when I was working in the corporate world, I actually went on an offsite one time and I delivered a couple of team building events because I'd been doing them for so long, even when I was younger, that I thought, okay, let me offer a team building event and make it fun, while we're on this offsite. And after I was done, people came up to me and said, "Bobby, you're really good at these team building events." And that's kind of how it all got started. And then over the years, I think it's evolved and pivoted in different ways. One big pivot was in 2008 when I spoke about networking and I talked about personal branding. People are like, "Wow, personal branding, that's kind of cool. What is that?" And then I started realizing personal branding needs to be one of my expertise. The thing I try to solve for people is helping them find more fulfillment and clarity and direction in their life. And typically what I try to do is I try to help them align with their personal brand and turn them to thought. Because every single person I work with needs to have more fulfillment in their career or their path. Because 76% of people are feeling dissatisfied or unfulfilled in their jobs. So by using personal branding and using my coaching techniques to help them find more fulfillment with that. From an organization perspective, again, leadership development and helping employees become more productive, more loyal, help organizations retain better, help them to work on employee engagement, to build better cultures. That's the other thing that we do for organizations. I think the biggest problem that I had in the beginning was knowing my value and what to charge people. I think that everyone struggles with that, particularly with a service-based company. It was very difficult to know what to charge. And I remember asking my mentor about what do I do? He's like, figure out your top value and your low value, and eventually you'll know when you're not going to do something. If someone will ask you to do something, you're going to say no to something. And as I moved along, I realized I was learning this. But how I dealt with this was really I did a survey, I got feedback from people, and then I started charging what I charged. And if it got really easy, people would say right away, "That sounds good," without any negotiation. And the second thing I think is, being an entrepreneur working from home is managing my time, prioritizing, because I get distracted a lot. So I turn off the notification on my phone. There's things that you do to try to navigate that. But I think time management is a big issue for starting a business. Being an entrepreneur. Well, being an entrepreneur is exciting because I'm fully in charge of my life and my outcome, right? So I love that aspect. I'm in charge of how much money I make, or how much money I make, because the sky's the limit. I'm in charge of my time because I'm flexible and I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. I can, and it's very empowering to me to have that kind of ability to do those things. The flexibility is important to me. The autonomy is important to me. I love that aspect. It's also an opportunity for you to grow as a person, as an individual, as a leader, because being an entrepreneur challenges far more than being a cog in a wheel at some corporation. That's part of the reason why I do what I do. It's extremely fulfilling. It's aligned with my values. And it's very focused and purposeful in terms of creating the impact that I want. I think that people don't appreciate the value we provide, so I'm always advocating for that in my content when I talk about if you're a service-based industry, or you're a coach or a speaker, you have to be able to advocate for yourself the way lawyers and accountants do. And I think I try to navigate that as best I could too. I mean, in terms of things that bother me, I don't think too many things bother me about being an entrepreneur. I mean, for the most part, it's just about getting that value out there, putting it out there. I actually love being an entrepreneur. I mean, the challenges I have around it are I think minimal in terms of the opportunity and the fulfillment I'm getting from it. I mean, I'm very proud of when we ran the DYPB conference, Discovery Personal Brand Conference. The fact that 340 people showed up for one day just because personal branding resonates with them, I thought that was really powerful. And I think the other one that I really am grateful for is being named one of the top 100 leadership speakers by Inc. magazine. I think that that's brought me a lot of attention. I was named alongside people like Richard Branson, Brené Brown, John C. Maxwell, and I think that's brought me a lot of opportunities. The one hack I'll give people, particularly for entrepreneurs, is about relationship building and networking. A lot of people have trouble networking and they don't know how to do it. And one of the things I can tell you is that my biggest hack for networking with people is that when I meet them at an event and I follow up with a message, I have a hack where I do four things. Number one, I give them context for where I met them. Number two, I give them gratitude for what they taught me or what I got out of them. Number three, I go for the ask. What is it that I want? I quickly go for the ask, and then number four, I keep it concise and short. And I find that works really, really well when you reach out to people, because when you give them context and you offer gratitude, they're more open to whatever it is you want to present after you've done that. And that's worked very well for me when I reach out to people on LinkedIn or by email, or I have their business card and I give them a call. I find that works extremely well. And if you can apply that networking hack, it's going to lead to some really good conversations. I think the biggest mistake is not owning up to your mistakes. When you make a mistake, you own up to it, you apologize for it, and you find something to learn from it, and you move on. But I think probably the biggest mistake I made in the beginning of my business was not getting someone to help me grow my business. Well, as soon as I got a coach, things changed. A coach provides accountability, better focus, they leverage their own network, they champion you and your brand, and ultimately they will help you 10 extra results. And so the moment I got a coach, things started to happen for me. One is, if you have a really good idea, you won't know it's a good idea until you share it with people. So, if you don't want to put it out publicly, share it with like three to five trusted people that you know. Make sure they're diverse though. Don't just ask your mom, dad, brother, and sister. Ask your family, ask a couple of friends, ask a work colleague, and get them to give you, feedback on that process. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is, if you're really nervous about it, putting together a plan to really, flush out the idea to see if there's an actual business you can build on it. That also works really, really well. A lot of people, don't take the time to build out a plan. So, sometimes you don't have to when you get started, but, building out a plan, I think, really works. And the third thing is, getting an advisor or a coach to help you, validate what you're doing. Because a lot of my work as a coach is to actually help work on mindset, to build your confidence, to build your, to change your narrative, to give you a framework that shows you that your idea has merit, has value. I always tell people, look, put content out there, put it out there, listen, and then evolve it as you go along, because it doesn't happen overnight. It takes work. But again, if you do the hard work and you put stuff out there and you get feedback and you listen and you evolve and leverage trusted advisors and coaches, within 6 to 12 months, you can definitely have a successful business. The whole aspect of design is exactly what personal branding is all about. Design something that's 85, 95, 99% aligned with who you are and what the market wants, and that's when you're going to have the results and the impact that you want. So I think that if you want to design your life, yes, invest in your personal brand, discover what it is, design something amazing, and then build a thought leadership brand and authority around who you are, so that your business and your expertise is out there and people know who you are. Thank you, viewers, for watching FounderX series by Designhill. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and my handle is @RayhanBobby. You can also check my website, dypb.ca, for discovery of personal brand, or rayhan.com for my speaking, coaching, storytelling.